I don't think I've ever recorded a podcast this early. It's currently only 7:51 p.m. on a Sunday out here in Korea. And hi, Oni. Do you wanna jump on or no? Okay, I can't understand you, but I'm away. You're gonna jump on, right? Right? Yep, she did. Okay. Now that Uni's here, you're here, I'm here. Let me give you a week in review because that's what we do every single week. And I always worry that, if I continue to do this on a weekly basis, and this was something that I worried about before I even started this podcast. What if my week is just so boring and there's nothing to talk about? Somehow, I don't know, the universe be feeding my life because again, there's this week is probably one of the wildest week. Not in terms of things that I've accomplished, but definitely because of the positive energies that I've received in general. Like 7 days a week. Like we're out here being Jungkook in our own lives. So without further ado, go ahead and start your chores. Wash your dishes, walk your dogs, grab something to drink, or sit down and have a cup of coffee. I'm about to tell you everything that has happened to me this week, as per usual. So buckle up. It's pretty unexpected. Let me just start by saying I only have 1 month left on my visa here in Korea, and it's making me nervous. Like, yes, I do have a job lined up, and I have been collecting my documents to renew my visa. And my visa appointment is actually in the middle of November. It still doesn't get rid of the fact that I'm very anxious because I don't know what could go wrong. Because if you think about it, there are a lot of possibilities that some things will go wrong. And I just want to be as prepared as I can and provide as many documents as I need to the officers. And hopefully she's having a good day, and I can switch my visa and get on my merry way. But it is currently, well, I wouldn't say currently, but last week, it's week 8. It was week 8 of our semester, and our semester actually ends after 13 weeks. So it's the final countdown for sure. Uni, the not the ball, not the ball. Like, listen, I got water tissues. Okay, if you need, you can use it. I always appreciate your affection, but in front of my salad, come on, like give me, don't show me everything now. Like now, every time you lick me, I'm just gonna think about you licking your butthole. So basically, I made indirect contact with your butthole, and I don't know if I want to know that or to see that or to feel that or just consciously being aware of that. Okay? Oniski? Can I get a Hoya? She just looked at me like I was stupid. But given that October is ending soon, we are officially in the autumn seasons. Everything is starting to change color. The trees look beautiful, and people are starting to put on their long coats because it's getting cold. The other day, I was because I'm not in the habit of bringing a jacket since we were in the summers and it was really hot and moisty. Listen, I'm not gonna carry around a jacket if I don't need to. But then suddenly, it's like I go to work in the afternoon. And then when I get out at night, it's a different world. Like it's a whole new world out there. And I feel so cold. The other day, I only wore like a t-shirt. And then I walked out of our academy and I was like, I'm going to hold my breath so that I could give myself the illusion that I don't feel cold. Because every breath I take, it makes me feel colder. I'm pretty sure that's a misconception or a hi bye or just a urban legend, but it helped me keep warm on Monday. And then after Monday, I learned my lesson. I started wearing like a light jacket or just to wear it or to bring it with me. But that night before I got home, I know it's really cold. I don't want to spend another second outside, but I was so hungry and I didn't have any food that was ready to eat at home. So, in front of my bus stop, there is this corner store called Home Plus. I think it's like Home Plus Express. It's just one of the. Wow. Uni is drinking water like Spider Man. Uni, you good? Oh, wait. Actually, she needs some water. Hang on. I'll get her some water. I'll be right back. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry. I forgot to top up your water. No wonder you're drinking like Spider Man. Good? Alright. Bon appetit. With your water. Hydrate yourself, queen. Is she gonna do it? Wait. If she's gonna do it, I need to take a picture of this. Because guess who hasn't updated her Instagram? Me. Because I'm so picky with the pictures. Don't you smile for the camera? You're drinking water. Alright, we're good. Parental duty is over. Shoot, what was I talking about? Okay, so before I went to my bus stop, I checked the time because next to the bus stop, it tells you how many more minutes until like your bus arrives. And I looked at mine, I think it was like 10 minutes or something like that. Usually they will arrive earlier than the estimated time. So I set up a 5-minute timer and I walked into Home Plus. So Home Plus, imagine if Walmart had a corner store and it carries like groceries and maybe some snacks, some bread and drinks, but it's not like that big. It's like basically like CVS. So imagine if it's like a Walmart Express. I walked in there, I looked at everything and I'm like, sausages. Well, the price was a little bit expensive and I know I could get it cheaper on Coupang, which is like I cannot even describe Coupang. Coupang is like beyond Walmart. You can order like Amazon. Yeah, like Amazon. And I was like, fruits, I still have oranges at home, so no. But then I came across tortillas, and I was like, it's been a hot minute since I eaten tortillas. I did fall into like a routine a few months ago. I had nothing but burritos. So like for lunch, I have burritos. For breakfast, I have burritos. At night, I have burritos. But I was like, okay, I'm not ready to commit to that just yet because I still have some like cucumbers and spaghetti that I bought for my current obsession, which is cold pasta and oil pasta. I'm like, let me just grab some tortillas. It'll be okay. Like I'm gonna order some, peeled potatoes along with milk because I ran out of milk. So I'm like, okay, perfect. The price is gonna work out just fine because I have to surpass like a $15 limit in order to get my groceries delivered. So I grabbed that pack of freaking tortilla, walked out there, boom, bus is here, perfect timing. I get home, I sat down, and I stopped moving. Like, I was supposed to, like, make scrambled egg and then just wrap it up and just have a quick egg taco, like, if you can even call that a taco. But then I was so tired and I didn't even do that. I just opened the package and I start eating just straight tortillas, okay? Inside the package, there's about like maybe like 6 or 5 tortillas. I ate like 4. I sat there, rolled it up, and I ate it. Nothing, no sauce, nothing, no water, nothing. And after I did that, I was like, is this what life has become? Like, I'm sitting here eating dried tortillas after work. I think by the time I got home, it was like 11:30. So I ate it, took a shower, and then I went to sleep. And I had to go to sleep early because on Tuesday, which is Monday in the States, there's a stream. It's APCC stream, so Adrian's stream. So I woke up and then that day they were talking about gear talk. So I will admit I'm so bad with gears. What is his name? What do I call him on this channel? I have so many nicknames for him. I'm mixing them up. Taro. Taro always like periodically he'll start quizzing me like what is aperture, what is ISO, what are shutter speed. He'll quiz me relentlessly because he knows that I don't have a solid grasp of all these things that are very crucial into, not only like filmmaking, but also just like a camera in general. If you want to use a camera, you should understand how it works, right? But I always get them confused. I always get them mixed up. So I'm not the best person in terms of gear. I barely dabbled into color grading recently, and have been filming everything with the same lens, like ever since I got this camera. And before I had my current camera, my old camera was a Sony A6000. I think it's 6000 that I got in the States when I still part-time at Best Buy. You think I get some discounts, but not really, because Best Buy don't really make money from selling those things. Where they do make money is like from the accessories and other things. That's why usually, like the sales associate will be like, would you like a camera bag with that? Would you like, like SD cards with that? So I put it on my Best Buy credit card, and I started paying off the installment. So that was my second camera per se. My very first digital camera was, what is happening outside? Was a Sony NEX. That was long ago. That was the very first camera I had. And then Sony A6000. And then my current one, which is Sony A7C. Yeah. So, do I know the specifications of A7C? Not really. I just know that it's not like a 10-bit camera. Oh my gosh, is it a 10-bit camera? I thought it was 8. And then my current lens is a lens that I co-parented with Taro. Wait. Is that the right term to explain it? Okay, so basically we won a contest together. It was like a collaboration that we did. And as a prize, he, because he was the photographer, I was only the subject. He was able to choose several lenses from Zeiss, and he picked quite a few, and then one of them he gave it to me, because I was thinking about starting to vlog, starting to make YouTube videos more seriously, not just like covers. And he thought, I think this is good for you. And do I know how many millimeter is it? No. I want to say 25, but I could be very, very wrong. So yeah, I was just tuning in for fun, really, just for a good time. So I'm like prepping my class, and I'm listening to them talking about like all these like Sigma lenses, all these like different cameras, all these things. And I'm like, I have no clue. I'm just sitting on a roller coaster. But then all of a sudden, I think it was towards the end of the Gear Talk session, there was a little bit of time left. And this week was supposed to be Gear Talk week as well as work review week. So last time, I've already resubmitted my work on, what is it called? On Discord. And at the time when I submitted it, no one else had submitted. So mine turned out to be like the first one in the list, right? So at that time, Adrian was like, we have a little bit of time left. Just a reminder, this Thursday we have our work review. So why don't we like watch one of them? And guess what? Mine was the first one there. And at this point, I was still multitasking, right? I'm still listening to Twitch, but also prepping my class. But then when I heard that, I was like, wait, no way, wait. And I looked, it was my video. And he started to watch my video, okay? I did not think that my heart would be thumping like that. Like my heart did not simply thumped. My heart was thumped. Like it was thumping. I was really nervous. I wasn't even in the room. I wasn't even on camera. I'm just sitting there watching everything unfold. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. So a lot of people were watching along with us, and he gave me some really kind comments, and he sent a lot of love my way. So a lot of people came by, and then they left me comments, saying like, hey, found you through Adrian's stream, keep up the good work. And that day I felt like, whoa, this is cool. Like I didn't think that it would really happen. But this was the it was a very surreal feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's like because we all exist on the internet, right? And it doesn't really feel real unless if you like seen that person, or at least to me. But it was like as if I was really there and I was astral projecting. So that felt really rewarding. And then that day, I feel like after that positive interaction, like how everything was received, I had planned Wednesday to go to the National Museum and film because I still needed a few shots for the homework that I was going to submit for Adrian's stream, APCC. It was supposed to, I told you about it last time. It was supposed to be making a video about your hometown or the city that you currently live in. And then I had these ideas, and one of the places that I wanted to capture was the National Museum in Korea. So in Seoul, this, I don't know how to describe the structure, but if you go to the National Museum, because of the design, you can actually see all the way to Namsan Tower through the cutout, like how do I describe architecture? I'm not really good at it, but imagine if the National Museum looked like a bench. So there's one section on the left, one section on the right, and then this big giant overpass on the top. It's not an overpass, but that's the closest thing I can think of at the moment. So underneath the quote unquote overpass, you have this empty section, right? It looks like a window. And then through the window, you can see Namsan Tower in the distance. So I remember last time when I went there with my friend, I saw that and I took a picture of it. And I'm like, whoa, that would be a good frame. So Wednesdays are my half days. And I thought, okay, well, I can't go after work because after work, everything will be too dark. I can't see anything. So the best thing to do is go in the morning. So that day, I had originally planned to travel there before work and then head back to work and find a cafe near work and then edit the homework video. However, plans kind of changed a little bit because recently I re-signed my lease for my apartment. And one thing I had to do is within 30 days, I must declare my residency. So I have to visit like a city council, city office. So I could, but I didn't want to go alone. I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to deal with the anxiety. So I asked Charo, I said, when would be a good time for us to go together? Like, could you help me and we can go together, please? And originally we had said next Monday, but it turns out that Taro was feeling really well and he had asked for an off day. So he told me, hey, instead of next Monday, why don't we go this Wednesday? Because I asked for a day off on Wednesday. Originally I was gonna rest, but I'm gonna scout some places for photo shoot, or he was gonna take pictures. No, he was gonna take pictures of someone else. So he said, yeah, let's go in the morning. And then I was like, oh, because originally I had planned to go to the National Museum. So I thought, when are we gonna go to the when are we gonna go to the city office? And whoa. Post Uni's photo. Oh, yes, I would do this in a bit. So we settled on going to the office at 10 or 9? 10. I want to say 10. So we went there. The process was fairly straightforward. Sat there. And then afterwards, after everything was done, I mean, it was straightforward for me because I didn't really have to do anything. So thank you, Taro. Thank you for sorting everything out. For me, can't imagine doing this alone. It would just be a lot of headache. But afterwards, I didn't have that much time anymore. So I was like, I'm not even gonna bring my laptop because there's no point. Because once I sit down to edit, I need at least like 3-4 hours. So instead, I only brought my camera. And the day before, I already left my teaching tablet at school as well as my notebook. So I'm like, all right, it's okay, we can travel light. So I went to the National Museum. It was a trek. Like, as luckily the weather was nice. So, but it was really, really sunny. So I actually brought my ND filter with me. It was something that I required. After I finished the 50-day project, I thought that I would use it a lot more often, but I didn't like how it just looked a little bit awkward. But there was no way that I could film without an ND filter on that day. I've even tried it at home, but even my aperture would just not go there. And I'm like, okay, looks like we have to play dress up. So I swap out like the regular UV filter and instead, change it to the ND filter. And I also brought my tripod with me as well. So my tripod is also another thing that I acquired after Project 50 as a treat for myself, as a reward. Originally I wanted to buy headphones. I was debating between like the Sony XM5. I could be wrong. I don't remember the model number anymore. But the Sony new headphones or the freaking like a used AirPod Max. I went to the Apple store, tried out the AirPod Max. Oh my gosh. Wow. No. No. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the headphones. But after I went home, I sat down and I thought about it. You're like, no, not you're like, I'm like, honestly, I don't use overhead headphones that much because at the time we were still in the summer. It was gonna be hot. And if I were to wear an overhead headphones, it would be it would just not be a good time once I get to work. So I'm like, it's okay, I don't need it now. And I really like the headphones that I currently have for recording and for listening to my edits, because the thing is, when I use different inline earphones, they all sound different. But this is the only pair that is very unbiased. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trust these freaking Audio Technica podcaster pack. It came as a pack. It was a set that I bought from, yet again, while I was while I was still part-timing at Best Buy. So I went to, wait, what is the point of this? I have ADHD. I have ADHD. Once I got to the National Museum, so you know how I went into it having like an image in my head. I know what kind of shots I want to take. Once I get there, of course, it doesn't align with my vision. It's my lens is too wide or distance is too far. It just didn't pan out the way that I wanted to. So I was like, all right, let's compromise because I feel like we're here, so let's make the most of it. So I took some different shots, which I ended up using at the homework video, and then the best version of my vision. And then after that, I had to leave. I think it was around like 1 or 2. And to get to work from where I was, it would have taken an hour or 30 minutes if I'm lucky, if I can catch like the express subway line. So I started making my way down there. Walking fast, it's good in the hometown. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I went there, I did work, and then I went home. And I believe that night I felt really productive because I got a lot of things done in one day. Like I went to 2 different places, I filmed, I came home, I checked my clips, I tried to color grade it a little bit to make sure that it was usable, because again, I use an ND filter. Not really good at gears, still trying to figure out how to use it correctly. So I'm like, okay, this is good. So I went to sleep. And then Thursday, no, before I went to sleep, oh my gosh, this is my villain arc. Before I went to sleep, I had asked, what happened? I had asked to video call my best friend. So she currently finished her OAT exam, so for optometry school. And then she's just kind of chilling at the moment. And I wanted to check up on her, because it's been like a week or so, to see if things are okay, if she's doing okay, like what's her next step, what's going on in her life, what are the tea, the usual. So we started FaceTiming after I came home from work. And then towards the end of our video chat, oh my gosh, towards the end of our video chat, I got called out. Listen, okay, before she started her OAT exam, actually, no, I think it was during her OAT exam preparation days, we had talked about, I think I was wrapping up or I had just finished Project 50. And then we were talking about how, once she finished her exam, she could be creative again. She doesn't have to study like so many hours every single day. She could finally revive her creative outlets. And one thing she wanted to do was to read like this book. It's called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. I hope that's how you say her last name. And at that time, I was coming off of a freaking 50-day challenge high. So I said, oh, what if like we read it together and, we make a video every single day? And she's like, that's a good idea. And then at the time, I'm like, yo, let's do it. And then 1 month later, after she finished her exam at the end of September, like the entirety of October, we haven't talked about it. Like, I think the prospect of doing another challenge traumatizes me. Like I am incredibly impressed with myself that I made it through 50 days because I really genuinely didn't think that I was going to win, but my ego kept me going because it was a bet between me and Taro. But another one, I mean, this one would have been 28 days. So if you think about it, that's only like halfway. So if you've done 50 days during intensive class period, doing 28 days is probably fine. So I was called out for my inaction. She's like, don't think I forgot. Like, I remember this. When do you want to start? And I was like, because I thought, I was going to like edit this weekend and next weekend because the video homework is due on the 31st. So like I won't have time to start anytime. And she's like, nope. Let's set a date, like let's do this. Like no more avoiding. And I'm like, you're right. The more time I think about it, the more chance I have to avoid it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's set a date. So I think the date that we settled on was we start on the 26th. And then 28 days later, it will be 1 day before Thanksgiving. So like perfect timing because this whole book is about the practice of laws of attraction and, laws of gratitude. So, right on time is very on theme. I'm like, all right, I've written it down in my planner. Let's do it. Like no more avoiding, Julie. And thank you for calling me out because if you hadn't called me out, I feel like my subconscious and my conscious would both try to avoid this topic for as long as I could because just thinking, I don't know what is it, but short form terrifies me. I don't feel comfortable doing short forms. I mean, I'm still learning to find my grounding with long form content, but short form it makes me nervous. I don't fully, not to say understand it, I just don't feel all that confident expressing myself through that medium. But hey, you've done it before, you can do it again. So since then, I started to kind of like, started reading the book and highlighting things that could be helpful for me when I write my script. And then I also started, just kind of like gathering ideas and then filming here and there for potential shots maybe I could use for day 1 of this challenge. So I decided to call it 28 Days of Magic. And you'll be able to see the first video if you're listening to my podcast and also following my Instagram. You will see the first video on October 26th, wherever you are. So if you're in the States, you'll probably see it on the 25th. But if you're in Asia and this side of the hemisphere, you will see it on the 26th at 7:55 p.m. because that's when my break time is. So that's when I'm going to post it all the time. I'm a little bit scared, not going to lie, but I feel like this could also be exciting. It's a different context. I feel like I'm losing parts of control, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just a very different topic. And I would try to convey the core ideas of this book, this project, the steps that it basically, it's like there are 28 days planned out for you to practice gratitude so that you like change your mindset, change your perception of your life, and ultimately lead to like a better life, a happier life. It's something good. And if you're curious, I encourage you to do it with us. So what's going to happen is both of us will post video each day until we finish our project, and then we're just going to repost each other's on our own timeline as well. So yeah, we're about to start another short series. Stop overthinking, Julie. Just do it. Just do it. So that was Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the most important part of Wednesday. So I went to sleep, and then the next day, on Thursday, because I didn't work out on Wednesday. Usually I work out Mondays and then Wednesday, sometimes on Friday. I know it's bad. I should work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I've been doing Monday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday. So just twice a week after my freaking 50 days of working out. So I decided, Thursday is the day that I should make up for the workout that I missed. So this entire week has been Nike members week. So every single day they release new things. And of course, I've been on the app just lurking. I was looking at this pair of leggings because my legging that I got 3 years ago, the ankle seams, is it the seams or the hem? It's starting to unravel. I think that's the best way to describe it. So it's irritating and it loses form. So I was like, okay, maybe like now is the time to get another leggings. And of course, a legging was on sale, and I compared all the different ones. Even though I have decision fatigue, I was like, I think this one is gonna be the best one. So I left it in my cart. But of course, being the hoarder that I am, I was also looking at other things that I don't need. For example, a workout tank top that I don't need. For example, another sports bra that I don't need. But why am I looking at them? Because it's good price. There's this sports bra for 15,000 won, so cheaper than that. It's like less than $15. There's another top, the workout top that I really, 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 really enjoy wearing. Really good material. But at the time, I paid original price. That was my splurge at the time. But now it's on sale for less than $23. So I'm looking at them in my cart, and I'm like, I don't need you, but you're a good price. You're good. You're a good bargain. But then as I was looking, I also saw that they had sales on shoes. Originally, I didn't think much of it because I don't need shoes. But I saw these running shoes. Okay, I think the best way to explain my logic is to compare myself to a bird. Birds are attracted to shiny things. I am attracted to orange things. There was this pair of trail running shoes. I think it was the Nike Zagama. I could be pronouncing it wrong. Bear with me. But that orange is the perfect orange for me. It was the shiniest rock for me. Okay, so I'm looking at the price. I'm like, well, the price, I mean, considering its original price and the build, that shoe was built like a tank, okay? I'm like, I like it. I kind of want it. But I was like, listen, you don't run. Ever. Not even for free tacos. So are you really going to buy the shoes to run, or you just want to collect it because of the color? The logical part of my brain was turned on that day. So I decided to follow through with the crazy idea. I came home after work and I was debating the whole day if I want to make a purchase on that shoe, which I'm not doing any trail running. So the answer should have been no from the beginning. This is such a first world problem, okay? Like, Julie, this should be the last thing that you are debating over. If you're just running on concrete, you're just running on road, you shouldn't be wearing a trail running shoes because they would wear out a lot quicker because it's made for trails. Trails are a lot softer, not like concrete and asphalt. So I was like, But there's this other running shoes. I think it was called the Streak Fly or the Pegasus. They were also on sale, also for a very good price. And I'm like, let me just go for a run, see if this is something that's even, plausible. If we should even entertain the idea of getting a pair of shoes just for this purpose. So I suit up, right? I put on my freaking long sleeve. I put on my vest. I felt so sleek. I felt like a ninja. Everything except my shoes. I was wearing the shoe that I got when I first came to Korea. It was a running shoes because at that time, Taro and I were in our running era. Well, Taro was in his running era and I was strung along. It's good for my health, but definitely not good for my lungs. So that pair of Reebok is not, it's not the worst shoes, but it's also not the best running shoes. So I put it on, and that's the only thing that is white on my body. Everything else is black. And then I went on a night run. So I came home. I get out of work at 7 p.m. Takes me an hour and a half to commute back home. Put on everything. I think I went out at around 9-ish, 9:30. And I decided to, originally I wanted to run along the river. But the thing is, along the river, there's no lights. And as safe as it is out here in Korea, I still don't feel safe, running or going to places that aren't well lit. Because I don't know, just not a good feeling. So I decided to run around my neighborhood. You don't really see people running on the side of the streets here. It's kind of weird here. But I was running. Like, if you looked at me, I think people were probably like, why is she dressed like that? Why is she dressed like she's going on a run on the road? So I ran, I think I only did 1.8 miles. And I ran that so slowly. I'm not a runner. I really am not. I think over the course of like 30 minutes, 28 minutes, I ran 1.8 mile. So when I came home, I was having like a mini runner's high. I was like, oh, it feels good. Like, is this my sign? Like, am I really gonna be like is this running shoes going to change my life? Is this finally my era? I logged into Nike app. Of course, it's sold out. This is no longer available for my size. So I was like, well, that was that. At least I'm gonna sleep well tonight. And in fact, I did. I slept so well, I woke up late. The reason why this matters is because on Friday morning, that is the work review stream. So I woke up and I got up really late. And then by the time, I didn't even get to see the fact that the stream was moved up. So usually it's at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for me, that's 7 a.m. So I set an alarm for 7 a.m., but I didn't even hear it. The stream was moved up 2 hours, so that means I would have had to gotten up at 5 a.m. in order to participate in the stream. So I overslept. I think I got up at like 8 or 9, even later. I don't remember specifically what time. So I missed the better half of the stream, and I only tuned in at the end. And then when I left a comment on someone else's work, because we were just watching everyone's work submission, Adrian saw my ID and he's like, wait a minute, are you that person who made the video from South Korea? I was like, yes, that is me. He's like, oh, we were watching your, because he watched it on Tuesday, cried. And then he watched it again on Thursday with everyone else because he said, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were here. It's supposed to be Gear Talk, so we were supposed to watch this on Thursday. But I was like, it's okay. No, thank you for reviewing my work. Would it be okay if on Thursday we watch something else? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And then he also asked me, like in earlier next year, him and his significant other were gonna come to Korea, he was asking for, any recommendations if we want to connect. And I was like, like, absolutely, I would love that. So he had asked me to send him a message. But of course, I know he receives a lot of messages. And even for me, when someone message me, I think it's because of the setting. I don't see it in my inbox, but it's in like requested. So I had sent him a message. And then on Friday, he said, we're gonna be in Korea. We could connect. We could. And I was like, oh yeah, I sent you a message on Discord. I sent you a message on Instagram. He's like, oh shoot, let me look for it. So eventually he found it, and then basically after that stream, I posted a story again, and then Adrian had reposted it. And then he said something along the lines of, like, I shed literal tears for this video. And since he reposted that story, a lot of people came to my account and left me like very, very kind and encouraging words. So it's crazy how one exposure could really bring you a lot of, a lot of, I wouldn't say changes, because if you think about it, nothing had changed. Yes, more people saw my work, but if I really want something to change, I have to be the one to take a step to be, one, more consistent, two, continue to deliver high quality content. But it has been so like unbelievably, I don't even know how to summarize my feeling, but it's I just feel so grateful. I feel like it was Thanksgiving week. I've never talked to so many creatives before, and like exchanging our ideas and even organizing for a potential meetup at the end of November. It felt like I really fell into a welcoming community, something I didn't think I could find before, because I felt like, I don't know why, everything feels so cutthroat. It's like maybe people don't want to share their secret, or people are just focused on their own goals, which understandable. But to be in the community like this, where everyone sort of uplifts each other, everyone is showing everyone love, and I'm like, this is the kind of feeling that motivates me to create more, because I guess people are genuinely curious and invested in what we have to say next, and that's such a powerful feeling. So I thought about messaging Adrian, and just thanking him for reposting my stories, because honestly everyone who came to my channel is because of him. But then I thought, I kind of want to say it in person, because there's a chance that the message could get lost. But I hope that he understands what what kind of changes he had brought to me, in a sense. So, but I was like, you know what, let me just message him. But while I was contemplating that, I think he found my account, because before I had sent him a message about recommendations for Seoul, or asking him what kind of recommendations are you and Sam looking for, so I could give you some recommendations. But he actually messaged me back and he said, please keep making videos. So I thought, okay, he found my message, then I will tell him how grateful I am now, as well as when I see work review next time. Because since I joined late, I wasn't really able to request for a work review, because the stream was about to be over. So I'm just gonna ask again next month, to see if we can review another piece. But I just told him, small creators like me can't thank you enough for creating a space like APCC. And I truly felt so safe in this community, and to receive so much love is beyond me. Thank you for all that you do. And thank you so, so much for hearing us out and sharing your brilliant mind. And then, Adrian responded. And it was just, the internet's crazy. The internet's crazy. So I don't know how to process that feeling in a sense, because it still feels like not real. Like, this is just a simulation. This just kind of happened. I could be dreaming. But because of that, there's just like positive energy. You've probably dopamine. You can call it whatever. But ever since I, one, got caught out, two, receive all this like words of encouragement, it was like I was on steroids. I realized if I wanted to have enough time to start our 28-day project, so me and my best friend, then I have to have this video done this weekend. So, I mean, ideally, if you think about it, it's absolutely possible. Because why? It's only a 1-minute video, okay? However, the toxic perfectionist in me would take forever. First, finding the specific clips that convey my feelings. But the thing is, I don't, what's the word? I don't just take clips. Like, okay, when I begin, words. When I have a video idea, 80% of the clips are clips that I filmed prior to having that idea. So to my day-to-day, I will always have clips of if I'm doing something different, or if I feel like, oh, the lighting is good, or if I feel like, oh, this could be a meaningful experience to look back on, I will film. So a lot of my time is spent digging for like a specific clip that could connect with the feelings that I want to convey with my current project. And then the other 20% is me deliberately going out and then filming the specific shot that I want. That's why it takes forever. And then also I have there are a lot of details that's connected in my story. It's okay. The best way to describe this is to imagine you're listening to a Kendrick Lamar song. If you listen to his song, yeah, sounds good, very well engineered. It's awesome, it's great, it's GOAT, right? However, if you dig deeper, if you dissect it, you will see, whoa, wait a minute, this line had this feeling. That's what I want to do, and that's what I have been trying to do with my videos. If you look at it from a surface, you could say, oh, good shots, good meaning, good narration, blah, blah, blah. But I sprinkle so much of continuities and details that if you just watch my video, you won't see it. That's why it takes so long. It's just to craft those connections. I know that 99% of the people won't see and draw those connections, and maybe I'm the only 1% that sees it. But I think another thing that I hold on to is that I don't want to regret anything that I put out. So I have to spend the time necessary to make sure that it is quote unquote perfect in my own standard. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna spend the entire day Saturday to finish this edit. And then my best friend was like, okay, we could be on Discord. So we have our own Discord server. She made it because I am technically illiterate on Discord and Twitch. Like, I didn't even know how to go back and rewatch a video. Rewatch a broadcast, because I don't know what was wrong, but doesn't matter how many times I refresh my window, when I click on video, it shows nothing. I had to use a VPN to get on another server in order to refresh and see everything. So like, is it just me? Is it just my Korean IP address that's not allowing me to rewatch streams, or what? Like, I'm a little confuzzled. But we got on Discord that day, and then I went to my favorite cafe next to my apartment, of course. And I spent, I want to say 11 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. there. That's how long I stay there. And I was 95% done. No, I was 95% done with my video. I had exported the demo version of it. All I had to do is to go home, use my Audio-Technica headphone, the one that's unbiased, to listen to everything again. Because when I was editing, I had to use another inline earphone, but it's always funky. I don't know it's one of like the Shure in-ear headphones that I got, but it throws me off. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go home and make sure like the audio levels are okay. Yeah, so I went home and then I decided to have dinner with Taro. Like he was out in scouting location for his photo shoot as well. We had dinner together, and then I asked him, could I edit at your place? Because if I went back to my place, I know I'm just gonna sleep. So I ended up nitpicking, of course, and I switched a handful of clips again because if you give me time, I'm going to overthink. And then I think around like 2:43 a.m., everything finalized. Exported, closed my laptop, turned off all the lights, went home, took a shower, knocked out. I did not wake up until like 10 a.m. today. I felt so well rested. It was crazy. I felt like I woke up from a slumber. I felt like a mummy out of a mummy movie. Like I resurrected and I'm like, it's a new century. But I got up again, and then today I had asked Taro, what are your plans? And he said, actually, I have some writing done. I was like, oh my gosh, like we can go back to cafe again. And he's like, yeah, we could. So we went back, and then I'm like, this is perfect for me because I wanted to get a head start on my new short form project. I wanted to kind of just like set up the base, like the editing templates, just have it ready. And I also, most importantly, need to figure out my script and how I want it to, because it's the first video. I feel like it needs to set a good amount of foundation. And I also worked on like my description, the tags, all in all. As well as prepping my class. I was able to finish my script, and then while I was at the cafe, I just wanted to know how long it would take. Ended up being like 50 something seconds. I was like, originally I had anticipated like 25 to 30, but I couldn't really cut out anything. It was all like pertinent to the story. So at least my script is done. I started filming clips here and there. Yeah, it is the 22nd. We're gonna start on the 26th. No, we're gonna start on the 25th, filming wise, and then editing and posting on the 26th. I don't know, it feels like getting in the zone again. Today I went to Taro's place and I borrowed his cell phone tripod, and having it in the middle of my room, it's giving me deja vu. It's giving me like, I started getting into the mindset of, I gotta film everything while I'm out and about, because I'm not usually out and about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's deja vu. But I'm excited. I want to see what else I could do differently this time around, and see what changes, like what would change from this project. I would say I gained a good amount of followers from this short form content from Project 50, mostly because of consistency. Because with short form, it's very hard to tell a story the way that I like to tell stories. But compromise, adapt, and evolve. So yeah, that's what I've been doing throughout the week. And now here I am, sitting down, recording a podcast early so that I could finally have some rest time. I still have to throw trash away. I don't want to go downstairs. First world problem. I don't want to go downstairs, but I should. I can't film when everything is crowded like this. I also can't think. So, for the best of my 1, mental clarity, 2, just cleanliness in general. I'm gonna get up, throw trash away, get the washing machine started, and take a break for the rest of the night. I'm gonna start reading the book for the new project tomorrow, and probably start writing down things because I want to think about it more. But yeah, that is my chaotic week in review. I can't believe you made it to the end. If you did, congratulations. I hope you haven't lost your mind like I did. Still trying to find a way to wrap up 2023 with a pretty ribbon, but so far many unexpected things had happened. And I guess the best way to summarize that is, when there is an opportunity, seize it. And when something makes you feel uncomfortable, but somewhere deep down in your heart, somewhere in the corner of your mind, that this is a productive thing for you, that this will do good for you, it's just going to be uncomfortable for the very beginning. It's like jumping into the swimming pool. You're going to feel cold for a few seconds, but then you're going to adopt, and then you're going to evolve. And we're not going to evolve if we're trapped in a tiny enclosure. Go swim in the big ocean so that you can grow into it. That's my thoughts for you and for me. I hope you get to enjoy the rest of your Sunday, of your weekend. Thank you for listening to the 76th podcast of Lactose Intolerant. Please take care of yourself. It's a transition season, so don't forget to bring a light jacket when you go outside. Don't forget to hydrate yourself and exercise once in a while. Maybe go on a run. See if you are a running girly and if you are going to enter your runner era. I know that it was a false belief for myself, but hey, at least I tried. And I even thought about doing it today, but I just washed my hair last night and I'm not about to wash it again because I dyed my hair and I feel like my hair dye is gonna fall out if I wash it too frequently, so I will do it tomorrow. Yeah, anyways, thank you for listening. Stay tuned. I don't know what's gonna happen this week. I hope nothing traumatic, but also we're gonna start a new project this week, so stay on top of it, Julie. Don't fall behind. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable again in the beginning, but you did it once, so you can do it again. Okay? All right. Have a good night or good morning, wherever you are. I'll see you next time.